Are you ready? This card, quick. Right, quick, this one. This one. This one. This one. Sit back. Sit back. This one.
These city school children are taking part in a new teaching method called smart learning. Pat Howe developed the idea following his own difficulties with school education and those of his daughter.
Well, my own history with education was very simple. I spent the first 12 years of my life in and out of hospital. So I used to always think that was the reason why I was struggling in school, because I knew I wasn't stupid. Of course, in those days, there was up to anything from 46 to 56 in the class. And unfortunately, education wasn't a big thing in my family, even with my parents. I served my apprenticeship in George Watts, met my wife, and I asked her to marry me. And then about 3 months before we were getting married, I said, look, I have a terrible secret. I said to her, look, I don't know how to say it. I said, but she said, what is it? She said, did you kill anyone? I said, no. I said, I can't read and write. She said, is that it? And I said, yeah. So she said, look, I've news for you. You're going back to school. So she sent me back to adult education, and it took off from there. And when I went back to adult literacy, it was working, but it was very slow. And I realised then, hang on, if I could speed this process up, because I played poker on the streets in Cabra back in the 60s, and I was a card counter. So I decided to try and use this card counting technique, and I put everything that I needed to know into it, and then I start memorising them, looking at them. But because it's cards, it's a visual memory. Whereas before, most people that would suffer with learning difficulties or problems would try and do everything orally, because we fear looking at words. It all came about basically because of my daughter. Nicole was in school and she was having big problems with learning. And she'd know something on a Monday and she didn't know it on a Friday. So basically, the teacher sent for my wife, 2 teachers sent for my wife, and they flagged it. And they basically told her to start again. So I was given roughly 12 weeks or 3 months to help Nicole. And it took me 3 weeks to train her, 15 minutes a night. And when I'd finished, she was up with the best of them.
Pat has taken his ideas to Invent, the business incubator at DCU. Essentially, the system involves memory training using cards that display a language's most basic words and phrases.
What makes us unique is we have a visual memory training system. So if we start the children off really, really early in life and we make this fun, we turn it into a game that they play, we challenge them all the way through, and these are the training techniques that I want to put into the structure.
So this year I used it with second class for a couple of months, and I was amazed at how quickly that they picked up the language and how much they enjoyed using the cards. So I used it basically as an add-on or a complementary programme to the Irish programme already being used in the school. As a teacher, I like the structure as the cards were laid out by number. So each day you knew exactly what you were teaching with the kids. And after a couple of weeks, the kids could see they were building on their previous knowledge and what they already knew. So they seemed to learn it quite quickly.
It gets taught to us easier. It's fun playing games. It's good the way there's no writing in it. And you learn Irish faster from the cards. It doesn't just help you do Irish words, it helps you speak Irish.
As well as being used for young children, it can also help older students with learning difficulties.
Because most people with dyslexia, they try to learn it with their ear. Audio. Won't work with dyslexics.
My key worker, well, I was telling him about my dyslexic and all, and he told me to go up to Bob's class to link in with Pat. When I was in school, I wasn't really interested in learning, and I've always got distracted, but it's a good way to keep your mind focused, because you want to win the game, so you want to get all them right and move on and win.
Meanwhile, Pat's first student, his daughter Nicole, has more than maintained her progress.
After those 3 weeks, Nicole never ever came to me, not even for a spelling, nothing. So, and now she's what? She's 27 and she's doing a PhD in biochemistry, and she's writing her thesis up now as we speak. So a couple of weeks more, I think she'll be finished.